If you want to train your rear delts, I know that you said you sit down and you bend over and you lift the weights. The only reason why you're seated forward flexed is because you need to basically create an environment for your body that gives you opposition, gravity, via gravity. If you stood up and lifted the weights this way, that's still anterior delt. You need to bend over and pull the weights up.
Okay.
Okay, because you need opposition, direct opposing forces.
Okay.
So when you pull the arms back on that horizontal plane, you're retracting or bringing together your shoulder blades, T minor and all the muscles, some muscles of the rotator cuff, as well as all the muscles of the rhomboids, the rear deltoids, anything that runs on a horizontal plane, like a row.
Yep.
Okay, with your arms up, a little more upper posterior muscles, so a little more mid-back, upper back here.
Okay.
That's what you're trying to train.
Yep.
Very important.
Right.
Okay, but I want to know why you're doing it seated forward flex, which is, on a scale of 1 to 10 of being high risk and a waste of time, a 10. Why? Because when you're standing, there's a certain amount of pressure on your spine, right? Okay. When I stand in forward flex, there's about 110 to 150% more pressure on my vertebrae because I'm forward flexed. So each and every level, as it goes closer to my cervical spine, my neck, is stressed even more. Now I add a weight to that equation. So I'm forward flexed, trying to hold this load, and I really can't maintain this position. Everybody does it like this. You know they round their back out.
Yes.
And they do this. But they don't have the ability to maintain this perfect position. It really feels uncomfortable. I'm just trying to create load. Another thing is this. Do you know there's nothing going on here? There's nothing going on here until I get to about here to here. So it really should be done like this. We're increasing the momentum so we can get the load up. And don't forget to do this, okay, or this. Get a lot of rocking in there too. See my point?
Yeah.
They're creating momentum to help facilitate the load. They're forward flexed. Their spine is in a compromised position. I use this analogy a lot. Here, if I hold this stick up and I have a ball on top, 50 pounds, and I start letting it out, it pulls. It'll throw me forward. You sit down and flex forward, the same thing happens to the spine. You're getting levels of tension are increasing as you go up the spine. You're bending over. You're shortening your diaphragm. You're cutting off your air supply. There's a lot of things that are going on. So you can't send and receive signals properly or put the stimulus in the muscle that you can if you were in a neutral posture. So my question is, again, to create opposition, seated forward flex is about 200% more pressure on the spine. To train small scapular muscles, there's got to be a better way, a more optimal way. What's the motion you're trying to do? Go for it. Just stand there. Nope.
Oh,
stand tall and do
right
it.
here is getting the upper part of my.
So you're trying to do this.
Okay.
You're trying to do the opposite of a bench press,
Okay.
of a dumbbell press.
Gotcha.
Okay? Whether you decided to do an opposite of the very opposite. Here's a dumbbell press. You're laying on a bench, right? Do the opposite. Pull. Or, you know what a fly is, right?
Yes.
Medial arc curve. Here's your fly. Slow. You're going to want to do the opposite of a fly. So you're going to pull back. You're going to pull back.
Okay.
So you're either going to do a bent arm or a long lever arm. The furthest your hand is away from the articulating joint, so this is the lever, right? The fulcrum, the lever. As this comes out, and your load is from here, it's going to have the most tension and the most risk, but it's still beneficial. As I bend the elbow, and the load comes from here, it's going to be less risk and more emphasis here as well.
Okay.
So you have to decide whether you want to do it here or here.
Based on my shoulder, pulling straight back.
Right. Now you have that injury here.
Right.
So I as a trainer know that I have to assess your ability to do this. Now you could do it standing, you could do it laying down.